House of Representatives passes tax reform bills seeking to modernize Nigeria's tax administration. Political analysts advocate National Peace Committee to broker political solution to ongoing crisis in Rivers State. Stakeholders foster integrated approach towards lead-acid battery recycling, seek public health and environmental sustainability. Hello and thanks for joining us on the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. I am Stella Inameti. The House of Representatives has passed the 4 tax reform bills seeking to modernize tax administration in Nigeria. The bills seek to repeal the Federal Inland Revenue Service Establishment Act 2007 and establish the Nigeria Revenue Service, the Joint Revenue Board, and the Tax Appeal Tribunal for speedy resolution of tax disputes. They also prescribe the powers and functions of tax authorities at various tiers of government. The passage of the executive bills in the House of Representatives is coming after more than 5 months of going through the legislative process with robust inputs from Nigerians at the public hearings.
And enact the Nigeria Tax Act to provide for taxation of income, transactions and instruments and for related matters. Third reading.
All the 4 bills are read the third time and passed.
Tuesday's plenary also witnessed the defection of 2 PDP lawmakers, Adamu Tanko from Niger State and Mohammed Jallo from Kaduna State, to the governing All Progressives Congress. The lawmakers, in their letters of defection, cited internal divisions within the PDP and affinity with the APC ideology, prompting a point of order by House Minority Leader.
Nigeria, which clearly says that defection must be conclusive. Mr. Speaker, consistently members have brought letters here for us to read, which actually we contend does not amount to defection, sir. There is no evidence before us of our dear colleague leaving PDP. There is also no clear evidence of his being a member of the APC, Mr. Speaker.
Don't forget, this is not a court of law, and I believe that he must have done the needful from his ward
Mr. Speaker, we cannot
and his local government before he eventually tendered his letter for announcement.
Sir, that's why he would have given us all this evidence before.
I'm sure that you can get a request if you want all those evidences.
I hereby request, sir.
I will oblige you once the records are brought to me. Thank you so much for this observation.
The National Assembly is committed to ensuring effective legislation that will inculcate fundamental principles and international best practices in private security sector reforms and governance. This was at a one-day capacity workshop for chairmen and clerks of security-related committees of the National Assembly on private security governance and legislative oversight in Nigeria. Mohammed Rabiu Ali reports.
The role of the private security in Nigeria is becoming crucial in augmenting the public security sector, thereby ensuring the safety of lives and property. With the complexity and emerging threats, including insurgency, banditry, cyber threats, and transnational crimes, experts stress the need to strengthen the governance and oversight of private security operations in the country.
No one will come to secure our country for us except we do that by ourselves. As legislators, we have a role to play. As civilians, even out there as masses, the security agencies, they have their role to play.
We help to strengthen oversight mechanisms, and the National Assembly, as we know, is key for this.
Others believe that robust legislative oversight is fundamental to ensuring that the private sector operates within the framework of national laws.
The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, plays a crucial role in regulating private security companies by performing these following functions: the licensing and registration of private guard companies, monitoring and inspection of the companies.
There is need to urgently amend the Private Guard Companies Act of 1986, which is the primary law regulating private security companies in Nigeria, as this law was crafted without consideration to today's private security landscape or today's evolving threats.
Presently, Nigeria has more than 1,500 registered private security operatives. In Abuja, Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria wants the federal government to mandate Sterling Oil Exploration and Energy Production Company to adhere to Section 35 of Nigeria's Local Content Act that mandates operators to employ only Nigerians in junior and intermediate cadres to promote indigenous talent in the oil and gas sector. Lydia Sampson reports that Pengassan President Festus Osifo hosted a press conference in Abuja, reiterating that the union will not hesitate to down tools if the Indian company does not comply with the act.
Festus Osifo said the flagrant refusal of the oil company to reflect local content in its employment policies does not promote the good of Nigerian citizens who are qualified to do the work as stipulated in the Local Content Act.
Our demand is very, very clear, gentlemen of the press. Number one, all expatriates that are doing Nigerian jobs must go. Then secondly, our 18 members that were sacked because they were pioneering this struggle in 2018, they must be brought back immediately. All manpower contracts that they have denied from joining the union, first, they must be staffed, and secondly, they must be allowed to join the union. Then all welfare issues that are bothering our members in Sterling, they must be clearly addressed.
He alleged that over 10,000 Indian citizens, that is, over 10,000 Indian expatriates, are currently employed by Sterling Oil in Nigeria, a situation he insists must not be allowed to happen or even emergent in other countries in line with global norms and development as part of enhancement of local participation within the oil and gas industry. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
A fuel-laden tanker has overturned along Gagi area in Sokoto metropolis. Fortunately, the truck did not engulf in flame as emergency responders from the federal and state fire service arrived at the scene swiftly to offload the product into another tanker. To prevent any potential risk or opportunistic petrol scooping, security personnel cordoned roads leading to the area to ensure public safety. Abdullahi Umar Ilalu has the situation report.
The reoccurrence of accidents involving tankers carrying petroleum products has continued to be a source of concern for the governments, individuals, and transport unions in the country. Earlier today in Sokoto, another fuel-laden tanker fell down in an attempt to enter a petrol station, causing panic among the public. It takes the combined efforts of men of the federal and state fire service to avert disaster by applying coolant in the affected areas to avert igniting of fire. Special Advisor to Sokoto State Governor on Fire Service, Lawal Salisu Gandhi, and the Head of Operations Federal Fire Service, Murtala Abdullahi, and Representative of Commandant Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Sokoto State Command, were among the early visitors to the scene. No casualty was recorded, while the people of the area exhibited high sense of maturity in dealing with the situation. They expressed worry over the rampant cases of auto crashes in the country involving fuel tankers, calling on the federal and state governments to to provide enabling laws to guide the behaviors of truck drivers in the country.
My call to the general public, any time if this kind of issue happen, people shall try as much as possible to advocate. Don't vote for anything. Don't vote for any valuable items. Your life is better than anything.
So what we are here for is to guide people around and to see that they transfer the fuel to another vehicle.
As first responders and disaster managers, we are able to quickly mobilize to the scene to ensure that people have not encouraged where the incident happened to prevent any form of disaster.
Recently, there have been reports of similar crashes in Niger and Jigawa states that claimed lives and property. From Sokoto, Abdullah Omar Ilalu, NTA News.
Also, the Rivers State Police Command has confirmed a fire incident that occurred at the Shell Petroleum Development Company operating the Trans-Niger Delta pipeline, located at the border of Kpor and Bodo communities. During a routine night patrol, security operatives observed the incident and promptly alerted SPDC management. As a result of swift intervention, the situation was put under control, and there is no further threat to residents or the environment. The Rivers State Police Command has commenced a thorough investigation to determine the cause of the fire. In connection with this, 2 individuals have been taken in for questioning as part of efforts to uncover any potential act of sabotage. A statement by the Police Public Relations Officer, SP Grace Iringe Koko, urges residents to remain calm and vigilant, assuring them of their unwavering commitment to protecting lives and property. Political analysts say Rivers State is in dire need of a National Peace Committee to broker a political solution to the ongoing crisis. Experts discussing the situation on Good Morning Nigeria emphasized the importance of Governor Siminalayi Fubara seeking peace with his predecessor to resolve the issues. Ekemini Williams has details.
Rivers State is on edge after State House of Assembly hinted it is initiating impeachment proceedings against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and Deputy Governor Professor Ngozi Odu, citing alleged gross misconduct. This move has escalated tensions, with some Ijaw groups threatening an escalation of the crisis if Fubara is impeached. Analysts blame Nigeria's transactional politics, which hinder fair competition.
Every transaction has its own rules. You have to follow the rules of the transaction or you opt out. Very simple situation. And, you know, we're talking about areas where there are, disagreements. There are also areas where people install people and you've never had any rancor.
Experts say Rivers State's crisis stems from godfatherism gone wrong. They warned Governor Fubara to ignore ego-boosting advice and instead seek peace with his predecessor to end the standoff.
I think Governor Fubara is listening to the wrong crowd. People who are not there in the closet, behind the closed door, when the negotiation about how to make him a governor was permutated, are the people who are advising him and trying to let him know that you can break free and be your own man.
All those that are calling there will be fire in Rivers, they did it to us. Anybody that touches the governor, we will rape. By the time the governor was removed, there was no pimp. Then your predecessor calls you, the aide, PA, that was not there when the agreement was reached. We said, His Excellency is sleeping. I will tell him when he wakes up. Then they will not tell him that he called. All of these are the characters who run around you, brew these issues. Governor Fubara should lift himself above those things and approach the man who he had issues with agreement. He can go to him.
Yes.
Let him be the problem.
Oga, I have come. Please.
Experts urge the formation of a National Peace Committee to intervene in Rivers State's crisis and broker a peace accord. In Abuja, Ekemini Williams, NTA News.
The news desk at 6 is reaching you live on NTA News 24. We have more reports after the break.
Celebrate Ramadan with Bafi and enjoy up to 40% off on selected products from living room, dining room, bedroom, and royal sets. Pay less, save more, and refresh your home for iftar gatherings and cherished moments with family and friends. Visit our showrooms in Abuja, Lagos, Kano, and Enugu, or shop online to enjoy our exclusive Ramadan sale. Let's make this Ramadan unforgettable.
Thanks for staying with us. Through her soft diplomacy on the international stage, Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, is aiding the country's quest to draw and sustain foreign direct investment. Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Jumoke Oduwole, stated this while engaging with State House correspondents after her meeting with the First Lady.
When you have a perception maker, when you talk about soft diplomacy, when you have a First Lady that carries herself with such dignity, it opens doors. It sends a particular signal about the country. You know that His Excellency Mr. President is also really portraying Nigeria in terms of attracting foreign direct investment. Sometimes she goes on those trips. She was with him in Paris, in France late last year. She was in Addis Ababa. And so as a First Lady, she's helping with that soft diplomacy to represent Nigeria and put Nigeria out there to show Nigerian women as intelligent, as elegant, as articulate, as well educated. And so that's something that we cherish, and it serves us well.
She described her first official meeting with the First Lady as enriching and expected to serve as a springboard for collaboration between her ministry and the Renewed Hope Initiative, targeting more service delivery for vulnerable communities across the country.
About that. As you know, I'm Honorable Minister of the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, and so prosperity is where we also look to make sure that Nigerians prosper in all that they do. So in any way that she needs our support, and in any way that we need her support to help us as we discharge this, working with traditional rulers, working with the grassroots, really meaningful work that impacts Nigerians across the country. And so that is how we will be partnering with her.
Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, joins family and friends in celebrating Senator Florence Itagiwa as she turns 79. In a message she personally penned, the First Lady describes this celebrant, popularly known as Mama Bakassi, as a remarkable woman with many years of dedicated service to the nation and uncommon commitment to uplifting women, particularly in her constituency, Cross River South Senatorial District. She applauds her inspiring and unforgettable contributions to the Bakassi region and prays for her to enjoy more divine health, joy, and strength needed to keep making a positive impact in our great nation. Current food security challenges in many countries in the West African sub-region has necessitated a comprehensive review of the National Regional Food Security Reserves Management to align with the objective of effectively tackling hunger through a new intervention strategy by the ECOWAS Commission. The review meeting holding in Abuja is being attended by heads of national and regional agricultural institutions and agencies. Kelvin Ebunwaye reports.
Created in 2011 by the ECOWAS Council of Ministers and officially launched in 2013, the ECOWAS Regional Agency for Agriculture and Food has the mandate to ensure implementation of food interventions and coordinate activities of donor partners. One of its main components is the Regional Food Security Reserve. Now, the reserve has about 74,122 metric tons of cereals, for which it supports member states in managing food crisis. This meeting of the Management Committee is to evaluate its impact and realign its operations to meet the needs of about 42 million citizens in the sub-region facing acute hunger and malnutrition.
As a regional instrument, it complements the efforts of member states and grassroots communities to provide rapid and appropriate responses to the needs of vulnerable population. However, to increase its effectiveness, it is important to ensure that the instrument at its disposal and its governance bodies meet the challenges we face and the ambitions we have for this region.
For 2 days, members will receive technical reports and presentations on the operations of the reserve, as well as input from international donors, with the aim of strengthening its operation and scope. In Abuja, Kelvin Ewonwaye, NTA News.
We, however, had that report ready. The AgroVest reality TV show is championing the cause of enhancing youth participation in the agricultural value chain for food sufficiency and security. Head of Operations, AgroVest Sanusi Sharif, revealed this during a courtesy visit on the NTA management. Yusuf Jika reports.
AgroVest is a private-driven reality TV show that aims to inspire, educate, and empower future generations on agro-entrepreneurship. And to achieve this, the talent show will be hosting 37 participants from across the states and the FCT to compete for 100 million naira worth of prize and other consolation prizes.
It covers the complete value chain of agriculture, from the production to processing and marketing. We said there is money in agriculture. So if there is money, we say, show me the money. The winner is going home with 100 million and a trip to Rwanda and Serbia. We have all made this thing, and it's a 60 days program.
These, the AgroVest see, it cannot be possible without a mutually beneficial relationship between the organization and the NTA to project the true happenings before and during the TV show. Executive Director Programs Tari Tello assured AgroVest of NTA unwavering commitment to the development of agriculture, promising a robust partnership with the AgroVest to achieve its mandate.
We cannot think about building wealth and, creating an enabling environment without talking about those basic needs. So I think it's a program that, will address that. But you have to develop it further into a television format.
The pilot phase of the reality TV show will take place in Niger State. In Abuja, Yusuf Jika, NTA News.
Stakeholders are fostering an integrated approach towards lead-acid battery recycling towards achieving public health and promoting environmental sustainability. The National Environmental Standards and Regulations Enforcement Agency, NESRA, is at the driver's seat of a 2-day international conference to strengthening collaborations. Mina Daniels reports.
Nigeria is a high consumer of batteries in our automotive sector and in the renewable energy sector. It has become very important that we control how we use and manage batteries.
A coordinated system of lead-acid battery recycling appears the only way to curtail the effects of lead-acid battery on health, as well as achieve sustainable environmental practices. Hence this gathering, courtesy of National Environmental Standards and Regulations Enforcement Agency, NESRA, and partners.
The improper disposal and unsafe recycling of used lead-acid batteries across the continent pose significant risk to human health and the environment.
Stakeholders emphasized the need for manpower development, capacity building, and technology innovations to advance the aspiration of the continent in terms of lead-acid battery recycling. Germany, as the 5th biggest lead-using country, on its side, has supported Nigeria variously by putting their seal on vital lead-acid battery interventions in Nigeria.
Supported the development of the national policy on waste battery management, standard operating procedures for the battery recycling value chain, guidelines for environmentally sound management of used lead-acid batteries, as well as national environmental battery control regulations.
So far, I think that this has been most impactful because it is also this lineup that led to the emergence of the battery regulation. Before now, we didn't have any regulation in the battery sector, and it was very worrisome looking at what was playing out in other spaces in terms of the environment.
Corrective action plans, massive audit campaigns, closure of worst polluting plants, and mandatory limits for heavy metals in batteries are some of the measures experts say must be taken as a matter of urgency to checkmate and eliminate the health effects of lead-acid battery on humans and ensure environmental sustainability. In Abuja, Mina Daniels, NTA News.
That concludes the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Stella Inameti.